Hey there, folks. Joey D'Angelo's here with a general movie review, which I have not done since Jurassic World's release and my Jurassic Park retrospective. I did say I was going to do a Terminator retrospective, but I just haven't been able to pick up some of the other movies. I have seen 1 and 2, and I do own 1 and 2 on disc, but 3 and 4 I don't own, and I still really haven't seen them, and my opinion of them would not be accurate. So I just, I'll talk about the other Terminator films maybe at a later date. But for now, your review is Genisys. If you want my opinion of the other films, well, to me, the first one's the best. The second one, while it is an excellent action movie, I just prefer the first one for atmosphere and tone. But this one, I saw this one at the beginning of the month, and uh, you know, I don't know what to say. It's probably, I would say, the weakest film that I've seen this year. I mean, I haven't seen as many films as I'd like to, but I actually got to see 3 films this past month, which is more than I usually get to. But it's just, this movie is blah. So, basic premise of the story, originally Judgment Day for Skynet and all that was going to be 1997, but then it changes to 2017 for time travel reasons and nonsense. And basically, the film is just should I believe Movie Bob said it best when he said that the film really should be called Terminator Fan Service in the same spelling as they've spelled Genesis, because that's all this movie really is just fan service. It's not really a good movie at all. Doesn't rely on anything other than your nostalgia for Terminator 1 and 2. I mean, the best thing about this movie is, of course, Arnold. Arnold can do no wrong in these movies. He is always good. Amelia Clarke as Sarah Connor. She's not Linda Hamilton or by any means, but she does a fine enough job. She's fine, I guess. She's attractive and she does action stuff. So really not much I can really say about her, but really doesn't work for me. 2 of the male leads. You have Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese. I just find him to be so boring in just movies in general, and the fact that he keeps getting movie roles kind of amazes me. It's like somehow, for some reason, maybe it's like Hollywood's sick joke on audiences saying, "Oh well, you're illegally downloading movies. Well, we're gonna keep putting this terrible actor in them." Mwahahaha. So, yeah, here's hoping Suicide Squad's good despite Jai Courtney, which it probably could be. And then there's Jason Clarke as John Connor. There's a twist in the movie that involves things that I'm not going to spoil, but getting back to the actor, sorry, I got ahead of myself. But John Connor, again, Jason Clarke, I don't know, he's another one of those bland leading men that I just don't get why they keep putting in movies. I mean, I really liked him in Zero Dark 30, but just everything else I've seen him in, he exists. Yeah, like even in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is a movie I really, really love, but he's not really my favorite part in that movie at all. He's kind of weak. So there's that. I mean, and then Matt Smith's kind of wasted. J.K. Simmons completely underused. Really kind of a tragedy. The action scenes are kind of whatever. One of the main highlights, of course, Arnold versus Arnold, but even then, that's only because, oh my God, 1984 Arnold fights really old Arnold. Woohoo, you know. So really, it's just kind of meh. Certain plot points don't make sense. Like they have to go all the way back to 2017 to destroy this thing. I mean, this happens in time travel movies all the time, but I think because the movie is so uninteresting, I'm more apt to criticize that point because it's like, okay, it leaves that nonsense more exposed. Like Days of Future Past might have had that problem where it's like, why couldn't you just talk to Charles Xavier and Magneto at an earlier date? But you know what? The movie still held up so much better. And I would have to say, if you're the type of person who wants to see a new Terminator movie, I would just suggest the best new Terminator movie in the last couple of years. I'm just gonna say this right now, is X-Men Days of Future Past, the Road Cut. Yep, you probably get a better Terminator experience out of that than you would of Terminator Genisys. So, I don't know. Is there really anything else to this movie? It's just amazing to think that they keep making these movies. Uh, you know, and it's obvious because the foreign market eats it up. This movie hasn't even made 100 million in the States, so I don't know. The future of the Terminator franchise looks somewhat bleak, I would say. If this movie doesn't make at least 400 million worldwide, I think the Terminator franchise is in trouble, and they should just let the rights. I think this is another like Marvel situation where like rights revert back to people. So Terminator could conceivably revert back to James Cameron, from what I've read. I don't know. I mean, I just hope that happens, and I hope the franchise just stays dead. Either that, or James Cameron just stops with the Avatar sequels and works on a new Terminator film that's actually good. In any case, don't see Genisys in theaters. Please just don't. Unless you really want to, then go for it. But I would not recommend this movie in the slightest. See you guys later.